Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are going to be making the same turban that we made previous, which was this one, which is crossed in the front, has pleats at the back and also an elastic, and we used fabric that does not stretch. But with this one, it has both fabric on the inside and the outside, meaning the fabric is the same. But today I am going to be showing you guys how to add satin on the inside of the turban for all of those who have natural hair and want to protect their hair. This is what you will need. So I added satin on the inside, but the outside is still regular non-stretch fabric. It has pleats just like the other one, and it also has elastic at the back. So let's go ahead and get started. So before I begin giving you the measurements, I am going to make myself clear that the measurements that I am about to give you fit my head. My head might be bigger than yours or smaller than yours, or you might have more hair than I have. So play with the measurements. Add few inches or take down few inches to fit your head. These measurements are not universal. They are not one measurement to fit everyone. So play with your measurements and they will fit your head. So you will need exactly 2 pieces of each fabric, which means you'll need 2 pieces of the outside fabric and 2 pieces of the satin lining. And both of these pieces measure 32 inches from here to here by 6.5. 32 by 6.5. We are going to start by joining each piece to the satin piece, which means you are going to start by making sure the right sides face each other on both fabric. So on this fabric, my right side will be on top and the wrong side will be facing down. And on my satin, the right side will face down and the wrong side will face up. After you put them facing each other, what you're going to do is you're going to take either your pins or clips and join the 2 pieces on both sides, this side and this side. And we are going to do the same thing with this one. Once I'm done with both pieces, this is how they look. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go to my sewing machine and sew a straight line on both sides on each of the pieces, which means I'm going to sew a straight line from here to here and here to here, and also with this one, so from here to here and here to right there on both pieces. Do not join these sides, just sew on the long sides. So I have sewn a straight stitch on both sides on both pieces. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to turn this inside out, and once I am done, I am going to need to iron both pieces. after you're done ironing, what you want to do is you want to cross them. So what we're going to do is you want this one to stay the same way, but this one you want your satin side to be up. So you are going to cross them by folding in half and in half on this other side. So what you're going to do is you're going to pin these two together and do the same on this side. And after that, you're going to go to your sewing machine and sew a straight line from here to here and from here to here. You want your seam allowance to be very, very small, less than 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I have already sewn a straight stitch on both my pieces. So the next thing is I am going to join these two sides also, and go and do the same thing on my sewing machine. I am going to join these with less than 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I'm going to sew from right here and stop right here. So I have joined all the sides, and this is how our turban is coming up all together. So the next thing is you want to create a casing for your elastic. My elastic is 1 inch wide, so I am going to be adding few inches from the 1 inch so my elastic can fit. So I'm going to measure 7 inches first from here to whatever 7 is going to stop. Then I am going to measure 1 1/4 so my elastic can fit. So 1 1/4 on both sides. And next I'm going to take my ruler and join these 2 points. Draw a straight line and do the same thing on this other side. So 7 inches, one 1/4 on both sides. Take your ruler and join. After that, I am going to go to my sewing machine and sew a straight stitch from here to right here on both sides. After you're done sewing your straight stitch, what you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler and mark a straight line from the point that I put earlier on 7 inches and just join. And this will be the mark where we will stop when we are putting in our elastic. So put a mark on both sides. Once you're done, you are going to go ahead and insert your elastic in this casing right here. My elastic measures exactly 4 inches, and I will need a safety pin, and I'm going to insert it right here, then put it inside. So what I'm going to do is, once I reach right here, I'm going to go ahead and sew a straight stitch like 3 or 4 times, then pull my elastic all the way to right here, so it's a little bit farther than where the mark is, so our needle doesn't hit the safety pin. Then sew again like 3 or 4 times to secure the elastic. So if you want to see how this step is exactly done, please watch the previous video that I showed you on how to put it on this turban right here. So I am going to go ahead off camera and insert the elastic on both these pieces, on this side and one on this side right here. So I have attached elastic on both these sides. What I am going to do next is I am going to go to my serger and finish these raw edges right here. So if you are wearing this for yourself and you do not care about raw edges, skip this step. But if you want your work to be clean, and if you're also selling somebody your product, please finish these edges right here with your serger. So I'm going to go to my serger and sew all the way from here to right here. So I have finished my edges with a serger. The next step is we are going to fold this in half and go back to our sewing machine, our regular sewing machine, and we are going to sew a straight line from here to here using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So you're going to go back to your sewing machine, use a straight stitch and sew from right here to right here using 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm back and I have sewn a straight stitch, as you can see, all the way. So the final and last step is adding these pleats at the back. So what you're going to do is you're going to be sewing a straight stitch, but as you sew you are going to be pinching and keep sewing and pinching. So regular sewing machine, straight stitch, but as you are sewing you want to pinch and pinch. And also, if you are using a regular sewing machine, be very careful with this part right here because it's thick. So if you're scared of breaking needles and destroying your sewing machine, you might want to skip this pleat and go to the next one. So this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to finish by adding the pleat. So if you want to see how this step is done, also go back to the previous video and I will show you guys how, you will see how I have added the pleat. I am completely done with our final step. My pleats are done. This is how they look and this is how they look on the outside. Everything is done. Our turban is satin lined and ready to wear. So always remember, we all start somewhere. Practicing will make your work perfect. Never give up. Thank you guys for watching and I will see you guys in my next video. I'm out.